Two men have been granted compensation after the National Redress Scheme accepted they were abused as boys by the late Cardinal George Pell in Ballarat in the 1970s. ABC investigative reporter Louise Milligan joins us now. Good morning, Louise. How significant do you think this is?
It's an extremely significant decision because this is not just an allegation or two allegations, it's a finding of a body set up by the Commonwealth Government after the Child Abuse Royal Commission, and it was wholeheartedly supported, the introduction of the National Redress Scheme by the Catholic Church. Now, these two men, one of them has, the redress scheme has found, was raped in quite brutal circumstances by the late Cardinal George Pell when Pell was a younger priest in Ballarat in the 1970s, and the boy was 9 years old. It happened in a gymnasium in a school in Ballarat. And then in a second case, a man brought a redress claim that was decided just 5 weeks before George Pell died in January 2023. That was a groping case in a Ballarat swimming pool. There have been a number of allegations of this sort brought against George Pell, of these types of swimming game groping allegations, and the redress decision maker found in that case too that the compensation should be paid, and that the decision was, that this took place.
Louise, do you know how the men involved feel about this decision?
Nothing can take away what happened to these little boys. Nothing makes it better. They live with it every single day. However, they feel vindicated that they have been believed by a body approved by the government, endorsed by the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church in its Diocese of Ballarat did not accept that this happened, but the decision maker in both cases believed the victim rather than the institution. Notably, as I said, in one case, the decision was made 5 weeks before the Cardinal died. The Diocese of Ballarat was notified that this had taken place, and the Bishop of Ballarat, Paul Bird, was one of the people, one of the 275 priests who attended George Pell's funeral.
At this point, perhaps, Louise, we should recap the history, because I'm right in saying, aren't I, that Cardinal Pell was acquitted by the High Court?
He was acquitted in another case. So that was the case of two teenage choir boys where it was alleged that he orally raped them in the sacristy of St Patrick's Cathedral in Melbourne. A jury found him guilty of those offences, and it was appealed to the Court of Appeal in Victoria. The two most senior judges in Victoria upheld the conviction of the jury, having watched the video of the testimony of the choir boy who was still living. The other choir boy had died, very sadly, of a heroin overdose. And they watched the testimony of the other witnesses as well. The High Court made a decision on the law, on the papers, and it found that no jury acting rationally would not have had a reasonable doubt, and it acquitted him on that basis.
Louise Milligan, thank you very much.
Thank you.